Okay, right. Okay, wait a moment. Alright, okay, I'm ready right now. Okay, welcome back. Hi everyone, my name is Aris and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, okay, I'm Aris and I'm your online BFF for today. And if you're not new and you're my return subscribers, thank you so much for clicking my video again and again. Thank you so much. Alright, so today's setting is a bit different because I take this video during afternoon, so that's why you can see that I opened the door, basically, like I opened the door, yeah, so yeah, I took this video in the afternoon, yeah. Alright, so just a reminder, let me tell you something that you might not feel right now, okay? But you need to hear this anyway. I want you to listen and remember, you are the champion, alright? Champion of your life. Not because everything in your life is perfect for now. No, I'm not saying that. But because you are still here, okay? You're still here, you're still standing, you're still trying, you're still moving forward, even when life hasn't made it easy for you. Yeah. And that alone actually already separates you from most people. Because champion, champion are not people who never fail. Remember that. Champions are people who refuse to stay down. That is what I define a champion is. Right? And you are the champion. Okay? So, you see, nobody becomes a champion in a comfort. Okay? Whenever they're in comfort zone, no. Champions are built in silence, struggle, repetitions, and pain that no one ever sees it. While others are resting, champions are rebuilding themselves, While others are giving up, champions are showing up anyway, and that's what makes the difference. It is not talent alone, it is not luck alone. Right? It is the persistence, the resilience that when nobody is watching but you keep moving forward. Alright? And you keep trusting yourself that you are able to do it. That's why you keep moving forward. Alright? Because you have already survived your hardest days. Think about this for a moment, You already survived days that you thought to yourself that it will break you. It will crumble you. It will destroy you. Days where your mind was really heavy. When days that when your heart felt so tired and pain and heavy. Your future felt really uncertain and clear because you're lost. And everything felt really overwhelming, and you keep overthinking about the smallest decisions that you're supposed to do. And yet, you're still here. You've gone through all of those, right? That means something important, It means that you are stronger than your circumstances, stronger than your doubts, stronger than the version of you that once thought that you couldn't handle it, You didn't quit, that's it. That's the thing. You didn't quit. You're not weak, okay? Even when you had every reason to, but you didn't. You didn't quit. You didn't avoid. Okay? That is a champion energy. Alright? So, one of the biggest lies that people believe in is I will start when things are better. or when I feel ready, you know. I'll try when life is really easier, when it gets easier and more stable. But you see, champions don't wait for perfect conditions. They create progress inside and in perfect conditions. It's because life is never perfectly aligned for you. There will always be uncertainty, fear, you know, pressure. Wait, let me just. I feel itchy. Okay, that's it. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Yeah. We know life is full of distractions, of pressure, society pressure and all, fear. But you know what? You move anyway. That's what we call champion spirit, you know. Not because you feel ready, no, but because you decide when to begin before you even feel ready. That's it. You are a champion, okay? Because your mind is actually your biggest opponent. The hardest battles that you face are not externals. You are not competing with other people, right? It actually is an internal battle that you have to go through every single day. It is what we call doubt, you know, overthinking, fear, comparisons, that voice, you know, the inner monologue that you keep saying to yourself that you are not good enough, you are too late, you're too old, you're probably fail and all. That is the inner monologue that you always tell to yourself. Okay, and you're gonna change that. Alright. Every champion has heard all of those voices. The difference is they don't obey it. They learn to act despite it, because confidence is not the absence of doubt. It is the decisions to move forward anyway. Okay, so motivations comes and goes, remember this, but discipline stays, consistency stays, and discipline and consistency is what builds champions, not burst of energy, you know, not an inspiration, but it's consistency and discipline, doing what you need to be done. You need to be obsessed with what you are doing, all right, even when you don't feel like it, even when no one notices, even when the results are slow or no progress, you know, because every time you choose discipline over comfort, you reinforce your identity as someone who doesn't even quit, and that identity changes everything, you know. Right now you might feel like you're not where you want to be, but what if this phase of your life is not a failure, you know? What if it is just a training for you? Training, you know, training your patience, your resilience, emotional strength, mental toughness and discipline, you know. It is a training for you. Champions are not created during winning moments. They are created during preparations. All right, God is preparing you for something bigger. Right, that is your purpose in life. All right, what kind of preparations? During the repetitions, during the struggle that you have faced, and right now you are in that process, even if it doesn't feel like it. All right, because setbacks, remember, setbacks are not the end. They are part of the process. Every failure teaches what doesn't work. It's a data actually. Okay, what needs an improvement? Okay, what skills that you need? What needs to change? All right, for you to improve. And champions don't see failure as an identity. All right, they see it as informations, you know, a clue for you, a data that you needed, because every mistake is a step. Okay, I am back. Testing. Okay, I'm back. All right. Okay? Oh, where did I stop? Oh, I'm talking about failure. Yeah. So every mistake is a one step for you closer to your dreams, to your goals, you know, if you keep going. All right, so the only real failure is actually quitting. All right, so let's bring it back. You are the champion, right? Not because life has been easy, okay, but because you are still standing in the middle of it, still learning, still growing, you know, still fighting for a better version of yourself. And maybe you don't feel like a champion yet for now, and that's okay. Okay, champions don't always feel like champions while they are in the middle of the fight. They feel tired, they feel uncertain, right? They feel tested, but they keep going anywhere. Okay, they keep going anyway, and that's what makes them champions, you know. One day, believe me, one day you will look back at this version of yourself, the struggling version, the uncertain version, the trying version of you, and you'll realize something powerful. That was the moment I was becoming a champion. And those moments, those struggles that you have faced are preparing you for the life that you should have become. And not when everything got easy, you know, but when you decided to continue anyway. So don't give up now, please don't. Alright? Because champions are not born at the finish line, they are built in the process of refusing to quit, you know, and you are still in that process. Yeah, that's all. And thank you for watching until the end of this video, and hope you guys have a great day today.